I remember when you lame player, hated a player, now the same lame player. They call a player mayor. What you talking that funky, get about my face. Wearing that monkey. Not that might give you life advice. Get some money, 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 get some money. It's the paper power pastor, burning rubber faster, down a call NASCAR. My solo no sir, I am not a passer. I will not after any of you fever blistered. I'm the man now, ain't I? Work a plan now, can't I? I remember when you lame player, hated a player, now the same lame player. They call a player mayor. What you talking that funky, get about my face. Wearing that monkey, not that might give you life advice. Get some money, 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 get some money.
A very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at US Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Indianapolis Colts and the Minnesota Vikings. Just about time to rock as toe gets ready to meet leather. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. This defense for the Vikings, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Well, they'll get about 3 up close to the 35. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, what a first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
And he is going to have a Colts first down as he's able to get about 3 that time on 3rd and inches.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
First and 10, Taylor now. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll try the air now with Tannehill. They'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. Well, whatever script they put together for this offensive drive, Charles, seems to be working. I'm curious to see if this defense will make any adjustments here.
Things certainly going according to plan, aren't they? I mean, the way they're advancing the football, it's like they're on the practice field having one of their better days. But instead, it's game day, and they're moving the ball downfield with purpose.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Ninth play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
Just beating the play clock now. It's Tannehill. Catch made here by Campbell. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding it for a short game.
The ball is free. Taylor lost it. And this belongs to the Vikings.
Let's face it, everybody at the start of the game has a mental image of how they expected to go, and I think that was exactly as they scripted it offensively. Moving the ball well, seemingly in control, and that fumble, it's got to be a little bit deflated, don't you think?
Foiled the whole plan there. Turned the ball over. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 11. They start the drive with Cook. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
On 2nd and a yard, Cousins. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets his football out shy of the 30 to the 29. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. The Vikings had 6 and 7, a game under 500 on the year. And they coming on a pretty good roll here, winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week.
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
Running straight ahead, Taylor. And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33. We're scoreless after 1. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Colts in possession as they've got... Second and 3 forthcoming. first carry. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Now a toss play. It's Hines. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs it right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Blankenship's kick is good. And the Colts hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach turned his defense. The firemen go a little gas and don't really put some points on the board.
Now to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Flush to his right. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore.
He exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And, Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. Then that one was picked off.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Hines. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They run again with Hines. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And the Colts are going to be set up with a 1st and goal as they get the conversion there on 3rd and inches. Hines is into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. They go I formation. Fullback leads the way for the touchdown. Sort of a lost art, isn't it?
It really is, but sometimes when you're able to bring it back and use it against other teams, they're not prepared for it. They haven't seen it in a while, and now you gain an advantage, and we just saw that advantage result in a touchdown.
Rodrigo Blankenship now for the PAT.
It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip.
Makes the score Colts 10, Vikings nothing.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. Kene Nwangu now out of his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor, maybe break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't you practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with it, but whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
Open man is Thielen. It's complete. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, like so many wide receivers, he is a threat with the ball in his hands, and he's able to do his damage here after the catch.
Yeah, and we see this so often. There's excellent coverage downfield, so the quarterback makes a nice decision, just flip it out to the flat and see what the running back can do. Plenty of space to roam, and he turns it into a big play.
They'll run with Cook.
And he'll get maybe a couple before he's taken down, as that will take us to the 2-minute warning.
They try again with Cook. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line.
Johnson's kick is good.
And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3.
So Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for.
And now off to the races, down the right side, past the 20. Touchdown, Indianapolis. He goes 102 yards from one end zone to the other.
And the Colts are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Now Blankenship on for the PAT.
It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3.
The score, Colts 17, Vikings 3.
So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff.
Nwangu now from his end zone. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll leave him with 3rd and a full yard to go. Throwing is Cousins. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Here's Tannehill.
Quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, second and goal. Now it's Hines. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7.
They'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is third and goal.
The final shot here before the break, Tannehill. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play.
Nwangu now from his end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Starting the third quarter with Cook. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's second and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a second and 11. Now Cousins. Working the middle here. That's complete to Everett, the tight end. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here over 20 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They run the counter with Cook.
And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Cousins to throw it. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield. The 48-yard line.
The 48-yard line.
Up the middle, here's Taylor.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30.
63 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Defensively, they were in the 3-4. Solid run up the middle. What made it successful?
Well, what you have to do is control the nose guard, but sometimes you don't do it by blocking him. You do it by influencing him. Get him moving to one side or the other and hit him back on the opposite.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now it's Tannehill. A throw on the money there to Doolin. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 13-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. From the red zone now, Tannehill. And his throw here's incomplete. He was looking that time to get it to Paris Campbell, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
Glad to have you with us from Minneapolis. 3rd quarter here, 2nd and 10.
On the handoff, this is Taylor. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off by Lewis. And the Vikings are going to take over once again, and they'll have it on the 8-yard line. I saw the pressure coming out, and that just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Off the play fake, Cousins.
That's complete to Justin Jefferson.
And he gets it to 30 yards all set and done. 23 yards to pick up there.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but was able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Cousins on first down.
This ball complete to Thielen going across the middle. Finding room at midfield.
And they're going to get this across midfield and inside the 45. Rolling up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. Tricky at the start, but they're rolled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Throwing, Cousins. Throw left side on target to Thielen. And he will have the Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there.
But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Rodney McLeod.
And the Colts are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. Boy, they get him yet again, Charles. 5 interceptions in this game. You rarely see this, maybe a couple of times in a season, but this defense, they've been fantastic.
It's certainly an example of watching a defense that is in the zone, right? We use that term so often, but most of the time, it's for people who are on offense. In this case, it's a defense as a whole, all locked in with each other, all ready to go.
We're off to the fourth quarter here in Week 15. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Tannehill. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
As a coaching staff, you can call just about whatever you want because you understand you have guys who reliably take away those massive shots downfield. You're not as worried about giving up the big one.
Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Campbell. And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter.
A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
18 yards the gain for number 18.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get.
And now here is another interception.
Picked off by Julian Blackmon.
And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD.
But just to add that to the list of great moments for this defense today, they've really shredded that game plan on the other side all 4 quarters. And, Charles, that pick 6, that's kind of the cherry on top.
Yeah, they did it, and I feel like I'm quoting a bad movie line, but they did it together, didn't they? Fed off of each other, every big play they made, every tackle, every pick, everything they've done. They continually built energy in this one, and how about them culminating with a pick 6?
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big 4th quarter hole. And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers.
And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
A give for Taylor running right side.
And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
They run once more with Taylor.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's third down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it. And the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And he will be marked down short of the first as they get to him at the 29. 7 yards on the carry there, but now they're staring at fourth down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Looking to throw again on second down. Cousins. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And this offense on third down today, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
They'll run for it. Cook. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. They go play action. Cousins. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 3. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Cousins now. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD.
Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things, but these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
Nwangu now from his end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And the Colts pick it up. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, Indianapolis. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Nwangu now from his end zone. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. Again, it's Cousins. And complete right side to Cook. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 12 yards there, 1st down Vikings. Well, I mean, look, obviously there's no 20 or 30-point play in that playbook, but they can try to end things here on a positive note despite trailing big, and that looks like what they're trying to do here by pushing the ball downfield.
Well, let me go with the heavy cliche then, partner. Just control what you can control right now.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will fortunately wind it out of bounds. You can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone came around a lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And the Colts are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They're in control here as they start 1st and 10 and appearing to have righted the ship following that 2-game losing streak. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line. 2nd and a yard. Again, it's Taylor. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this